This conference will now be recorded.
अद्य शुक्रवासरः भृगुवासरः अधिकश्विन कृष्ण सप्तमी दिनांक 9 अक्टोबर 2020 सहस्रयोगम कैशोरगुप्त शंखं चक्रं जलौकान् दधतमृतघटं चारुदौर्भिश्चतुर्भिः सूक्ष्मस्वच्छातिहृद्यांशुकपरिविलसन् मौलिमं भोजनेत्रं कालाम्भोदोज्ज्वलाङ्गं कटितटविलसच्चारुपीताम्बराढ्यं वन्दे धन्वन्तरिं तं निखिलगगवनप्रौढदावाग्निलीलम् प्रौढदावाग्निलीलम् ब्रह्मणो हि समारब्धाम् आत्रेयाद्येषु पूजिताम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् आयुर्वेदरतं वन्दे मातवाख्यं महागुरुम् आयुर्वेदामृतं सर्वं शिष्येभ्यो यः प्रदत्तवान् द्रष्टाज्ञानी दृष्टकर्मा कृतकर्मा तथैव च अध्यापको भिषक्श्रेष्ठो महान् संशोधकस्तथा गुणैरेतैः समुदितैः यत्कार्यं पतनोद्दिशः समृद्ध्यर्थं हि कार्यस्य वयं नु प्रयतामहे सरस्वत्यै नमो यस्याः प्रसादात् पुण्यकर्मभिः बुद्धिदर्पणसङ्क्रान्तं जगदध्यक्षमीक्षते आत्रेयं प्रथमं वन्दे आयुर्वेदजगद्गुरुः आयुर्वेदामृतं सर्वं गृहीत्वा हि सुरेश्वरात् अग्निवेशादिकेभ्यो यत् प्रेच्छत्नि सत्तमः तमं तन्त्रकर्तारम् अग्निवेशं नमाम्यहम्। Amruta Google. So this Kaishar Google can be used as rasayana and not only for vatarakta but for many other diseases, Netararoga particularly, and kushtha, that is that another with mandishtadik vata in kushtha. Prathamekam guduchascha artha prastantu guguloho. Now it is the Amrutadi Google. प्रत्येकं त्रिफलायाश्च तत्प्रमाणं विनिर्दिश्यते सर्वमेकत्र संक्षुद्य पाथयन् नल्वणेन बसि पादशेषं परिस्राव्य पुनरत्नो अधिश्रियेत्। तर्हि गुडुचि एवं गुग्गुलु त्रिफला पादशेषं परिस्राव्य पादशेषः क्वाथः कर्तव्यः पुनः अग्नौ अधिश्रियेत् तत् पच्येत् तावत् पच्येत् कषायन्ते यावत् सान्द्रत्वम् आगतम् यावत् सान्द्रत्वं तत्र प्रादुर्भवति तावत् कालपर्यन्तं तस्य कषायस्य पाचनं कार्यं दन्तिव्योषवेडङ्गानि गुडुचि त्रिफलान्वितं ततश्चार्धफलं पूतं गृह्णीयात् चिप्रतिप्रति कर्षन्तु त्रिवृतायाश्च सर्वमेकत्र चूर्णयेत् दन्तिव्योषवेडङ्ग गुडुचि त्रिफला this trivrut this is ardhapala and trivrut is karsha तस्मिन् सुसिद्धं सर्वम् एकत्र चूर्णयेत् इदं तु चिन्त्यमेव यतः अयं पाकः भविष्यति कुटिका तस्य कार्या इति तस्मिन् सुसिद्धं विज्ञाय कवोष्णे निक्षिपेत् बुधः ततश्चाग्निबलं ज्ञात्वा तस्य मात्रां प्रयोजयेत् वातरक्तं तथा कुष्ठं कुदजानि अग्निसाधनं दुष्टव्रणं प्रमेहांशम् आमवातं भगन्दरं नाड्यस्तिवाथं श्वयथुं स्वर्वान् एतान् व्यपोहति अश्विभ्यां निर्मितः पूर्वः अमृताभ्योऽहि गुग्गुलुः. So the Farashruti is a bit different than Kaishor Gugul, and though the part is almost the same, Guduchi Gugul half prastha triphala half prastha Jala, prepare kashaya, reduce 1/4. Danti, Vyosha, Vedanga, Guruchen, Tripala, half pola is 1 tola. Vatarakta, kushtha, Agnivandia, dushtavrana, prameha, aamvata, bhagandar. सर्व कुष्ठ त्रिदोष वातरक्ता सर्व व्रण गुल्म प्रमेह पिटका प्रमेह उदर अग्निमांद्य कास श्वेतु पांडु कंठिकारक कंठिकारक काय वापरत नाही. So Bhagandara is separate. Nadi Marmastrita Vataroga. Nadyasti Vatam. Might be Nadi is separate and Astivata is separate. So Nadi can be Nadi anywhere, not only in Buddha. What should be Aushadha Kala for Google Kalpa? It's not like for Google Kalpa. It depends on for what reason we are using it. So according to Vata, you may choose Apan Kala, Saman Kala, Dan Kala, whatever it may be. So it may not be associated with Gugulu as such. So Marmashrita Nadyastivatam Shvetam Sarvan Vitan Vipoti. There is no reference of Marmashrita Vataroga. So the translation is something strange. And Shoth Nadi Marmashrita Vata, that is what they have translated. I think these are two different things, Nadi and Marmashrita Vata. Yogaraja guggulu. Chitrakam Pippali Moolam Yavani Karavitha Vedangani Ajamodacha Jirakam Suradavicha Chavela Sendhuvan Kushtam Rasa Gukshar Dhanyakam Tripala Mustakam Yosham Pakushiram Yavagrajam Tali Sapatram Gokshuram Lavangam Sarjika Shati Tanti Guruchi Hapusha Vajigandha Shatavari Pratyakim Karshamatram Syat. Most of the dravyas are Pachana. Triphala Vyosha Chitra Prabandha. So Navayasa is already there. Rasna Gokshura Dhanyaka. Chatushkarsha तथा Amruta. So Chatushkarsha Amruta Guruchi एतानि सुभिषक खल्वे सूक्ष्म चूर्णानि कारयेत्. यावन्त एतानि चूर्णानि तावन् मात्रो हि गुग्गुलुः सम्मर्द्य सर्पिषा गाढं स्निग्धभाण्डे निधापयेत्. So generally Guggulu Paka is done. It's rather difficult. The Phalashruti of Kaishara Guggulu is quite wide, but that of Amrutadi Guggulu is restricted. We may have to compare both pathas side by side and then try to understand the difference between Amrutadi Guggulu and Kaishara Guggulu as such. Tato matram prayanjita yastheshtha harvanapi. So yatheshtha ahara, this is a liberty given. Yogaraja iti kyato yogoyam amrutopama amruto samaha. This is wrong. So yogayam amrutopamaha, that would be better part. Amruto samaha is incorrect as per grammatics. Otherwise, Amruta Samaha, that might be better. But that also doesn't fit. Aamvata adikan vatak krumin dushtavranapi liha gulmo daranaha durnamani vinashe. अग्निं च कुरुते दीप्तं रेतो वृद्धिं बलं तथा वातरोगान् जयत्याशु सन्धिमन्या गतानपि पादग्रहं कोष्ठशीर्षं मन्यास्तम्भं हनुग्रहम् कर्णग्रहं कर्णशूलं शिरशूलं मरुत्कृतं रास्नाक्वातेन हन्त्येष. This is again misprint. हन्त्येष केवलो वा प्रशस्यते. That will अन्त्येष, that should be fine. Esha has no meaning. केवलो वा प्रशस्यते. So the Falashruti is quite wide. So Amavata Adikan, Vatakrumi, this is strange. And dushtavrana, it's okay. Vatakrumi असं काही नाहीच आहे ना प्रकरण. श्लेष्मले कृमी आहेत, वातकृमी असं नाहीये. There is no mention of vatakrumi. Vatan krumin, but vata is there anyway ahead. Dushtavranapi liha gulmodara durnamani. That is fine. Agninche kurte diptam reto vruddhim balam tatha. So reto vruddhi is also something very peculiar. Most of the dravyas are pachana, really speaking. Vatarogan jayatyashu sandhimanyagataanapi. So sandhimanyagata vataroga, and again manyastambam hanugraham. Padagraham koshtrashirsham. Karnagraham. This I have heard for the same first time. Karnashula is common. Shirashula marutkrutam. That is fine. Rasmak kathen hantyesha kevalo va prashasyate. Etat tada sulopo kornais samase hali. So esha is fine. Esha has no meaning. Kevalo va prashasyate. So either it is to be given with rasnak vatha or it may be given alone. That is also fine. This is most commonly used, Yogaraja guggulu. And Mahayagraj also is common. Don't know whether it is ahead. And maybe for Sandhikata Vata, Amavata also, this is fine. We have not used this as Karna Shula or Shirashula Marutkrita and Manyastamba Manya Hanugraha. These are again typical. As I said, L. Mahadevan sir has written one book that's in English totally, 600 pages. And the part has been given and Parashruti has been given. Now that can be easily picked up in computer because it is in English. And we can try to understand medicines for particular conditions. Now he remembers it by heart. But with computer, it should be possible to understand that and use that. So I don't remember the book name of the book right now. Ganesh had said it. I had seen it. Yeah, Ganesh is there. He may put. He has elaborated item in terms of guna. That is fine. But the name of the book. I just saw it in Kerala. But anyway, somebody will put critical analysis of Aushadhi Yogas. Yeah, that is the name of the book. So let us think about this book as such. And
both Amruta Guru and Yogaraja have a Farashruti of arsha. So, particularly in which condition of arsha, in which avastha we should either use
it should
Kaishor
be
or
Vata Pradhana only. In both, it should be the Vata Pradhana arsha. Either Kaishor or Guru. If there is association of Rakta Dushti, then Kaishor is a better option. If Abdadi Guru or this Yogaraj Guru out of stock now. So this book is not available. Anyway, anybody has this book. कैशोरमध्ये त्रिफळाची मात्रा अधिक आणि अमृतामध्ये गुरुची मात्रा अधिक आहे त्यानुसार रक्तता ठरवावी असं वाटतं. Okay, Amrutadi, I am having it, sir. So if you can scan that book and apply this conversion into Word file. I don't remember it right now, but
आवाज जातो नहीं confusion.
yeah, this can be converted into a Word file and then it can be picked up in some other device. That should be fine. I will just remember the name, what it is called. Now this was not available for Devanagari script. Now this has become available for Devanagari script as well. But for English it was there. साधारणतः किती कालावधी पर्यंत गुगुल देऊ शकतो? Generally, when the symptoms subside, Datar Guruji has specifically said that when the patient becomes reluctant to take medicine and takes medicines for 15 days, doesn't turn up even in 1 or 2 months or something like that, then it is to be understood that there is no need of that medicine anymore. But this all depends on the mentality of the patient as well. I have few families who keep on taking medicines for years. They don't want to discontinue. So recently, one family got disconnected. They said now we want to stop medicines. So, but this on their own, they said that is fine. But there are other families who keep on taking medicine. So it is very difficult. Of course, my dose is very small, so that's not an issue. Very few people would show Ushnatva due to Google Kalpa, and then one may have to reduce the dose or something like that.
what are the different methods of shooting regarding for
Huh?
different methods of shooting?
Huh?
Both with
Yeah, it matters, definitely matters. So depending on how you do it, how you prepare it, it will be having different qualities as such. So guggulu shodhan is generally being done by Triphala Kvata or Triphala Guruchi Kvata or Dashumula Kvata or Triphala Dashumula, etc. etc. So these are to be used. Very occasionally it is done with milk, etc. I have not seen actually, but accordingly the properties will change. What way you prepare it, actually you make a shuddhi of that, then the properties will change. So we should be knowing for what purpose we are going to use this, and for specific drug you use a specific mode of shodha, that is definite. So he has separated vata and krumi, aamvata, vata, krumi. But this is again vata krimi is a strange samas, so to say. So the same formulation has been mentioned in Vaijyasya Ratnavali with slight alteration. Okay. But this is again manyagraha, manyastambha, etc. These are the Palashrutis. So we can collect these from that L. Mahadevan sir's book, and might be useful for that. Mandoor vataka tapyam darya tatvachan chavyan grantikam devadarucha vyosadi navakam chaiva churnay dvigunan tatha Manduran chandam chandana nibham sarvatoshta gunena tat पृथक विपक्वे गोमूत्रे वटकी करण क्षमे प्रक्षिप्य वटकान् कुर्यात् तान् खादेत् तत्र भोजनः एते मण्डूर वटकाः प्राणदाः प्राणपाण्डुरोगिणां कुष्ठानि अजरणं शोफम् ऊरुस्तम्भम् अरोचकम् अर्शांसि कामलां मोहं लिहानं शमयन्ति च OCR, yeah. Convert picture to text. That was what I was trying to remember. OCR one can run and that is easily available for English. So that can be easily converted into a text file and then we can separate out. That should be fine. But as I said, Gunesh Shastri's book in Marathi Vaidya Thomre, Atul Chandra Thomre, Madhavi Gadgil and some others might have tried to look at the different way from disease point of view, and then for each disease which medicine can be of help, collecting data from Gunesh Shastri's book. So same manner this might be done, and if it is done with computers then it has multifaceted applications as such. So even L. Mahadevan sir can develop his own app on this basis. It is his own creation, so he can develop an app on this basis, and for a particular manyastambha how many medicines are there, so he can give. Now this Mandura Vataka and Tapyadi Loha to certain extent have resemblance. Falashruti also is quite resembling. So Tapyam Darvyat Vacham Chavgan Rantikam Devadarucha. It is also done by Vaidya Patke and Vaidya Badguzar. Okay. So let them make it public, or they can develop an app based on Gunesh Shastri's book. That should be fine. So Vyoshadi Navakam is this Navayasa. Turne Dvigunan Tatha Manduram Chandana Nibham. So Mandura is two parts, double of this. Sarvatoshta Gunena Tat Pruthak Vipakve Gomutre. And then 8 times of Gomutra. This is Pruthak Vipakve Gomutre, Vataki Karanakshami. No, this very difficult to make meaning of this. Ashtagunena Gomutre, Ashtagunena Tat. Why Pruthak Vipakve Gomutre? This book is available on Amazon, so that should be fine. We may try to order it. Tapya Darvi Tvacha Darharidra Tvachavya Vertika is literally Mula Devdaru Yoshadi Navakam. Double the quantity 8 times of the drugs. When he says 8 times, Saratoshtagunena Tat, Vatakikaran kshame, this is again something different. So that should be sufficient for making vataka. So it may vary from 8 times, maybe 9 times, 10 times, or 6 times, whatever it may be. Whatever is able to make a vataka of that. And why pruthak vipakta? This is still not understandable. When these are all mixed together along with the Mandura, there is no chance for pruthak vipakta. Boil till it becomes solidified, prepare bits. They have nothing to do with the translation as such. No, pranadah panduroginam, this is something very strange. Rasna Yogaraj guggulu kashaya available. By AVP Yogaraj guggulu readily available with its anupana as mentioned in part. Rasna Yogaraj guggulu kashaya. Okay. So we may try to use it directly. Now pranadasyu, this is again very typical. Etev Mandura Vatakaha Pranada Pandurogina. No, Pranada is generally giving life, but we may consider it as Pranakamya Rasayana as such. Anjana Nibham हे मंडूरचे विशेषण आहे का? Yes. Anjana प्रमाणिक आहे. So Mandoor should be of that variety. And Mandoor should minimum 80-year-old. So not earlier than that. That is one thing. And Mandura Bhasma has to be prepared. That is another important aspect. So anyway, what I feel right now is the pranadattva of this might be thought separately. Now in this COVID-19 situation, it is more associated with the pranava srotas. And that is why Kushmandaka Rasayan or Draksha Dileha Chavan Prash, these are under this Pranakamya Rasayan. Kushmandaka Avaleha is not there directly, but as per Falashruti, we can definitely think about it. So Chavanprash is anyway is in use. So this we may have to think, but we may think of Abhayamalkya Rasayana, Brahma Rasayana as well. Like that, the association of prana and rakta has to be understood. And this should be useful in this prana as such. सध्या मिळणारे मंडूर भस्म कशापासून बनवले असते? 80 वर्ष जुना गंज गोळा केला तर जात असे केला जात असे. So that is also finished now because the forts that we have are minimum 300 years or more than that old, and people have already collected this rotten iron from that and have converted into this. Maybe we have scrap iron for a prolonged period. A firm having scrap collection of business of scrap iron for more than 80 years might be thought of. And if at all there are certain forts like this still having this, then we may think of that to collect.
So what is the rationale of using the Mandoor of 80 years old? Is the carrier there?
It is ripening due to the kala factor. the time factor keeps on working on it and it has its own agni which keeps on digesting it and making it more convenient to get assimilated in the body. Before that, it won't be like that. So it's better to use Mandoor with this and kushthanyajarakam shopham urustambam arochakam arshamsin kamalam. These are common in Tapedi Loha. Moham plihanam shamayantisha, this is different over here. And takra bhojana, this is again a different issue. So actually in arsha there is prashasti of takra, arsha and grahani, and people can be kept on takra only. But takra bhojin is not only takra, but takra along with that takra we may have rice or roti, etc. So to be eating with takra, that is takra bhojin. Unfortunately, I have tried this, but I have failed. I have not been successful in giving takra bhojana to people or takra alone to people. Somehow this has not suited. So, pandu, kushtha, agnimandya, shotha, urustambha, aruchi, arshas, kamala, prameha. This is not working. Liha. The same formulation has been mentioned in Daisha Jaratnavali, Bhava Prakash, Ashtanga Hridaya. It is also known as Pranada Gutika. So it is known by Pranada Gutika itself. Let us see whether this is available in the market. Pranada Gutika. And may think of this Takra Bhojin as such. Now Takra is Sneha Vyapatti Nashana, particularly Ghruta Vyapatti Nashana. So whenever there are problems associated with the digestion of this sneha available by IVS, okay. So this Mandoor vatak available by the name Mandoor vatak or pranada. So in today's scenario, can we think of fatty liver and cholesterol for takra or something like that? So if this is Snehajirna to a certain extent, Mandoor available by Ashtanga. So then Takra is a better option, and one can be Takra Bhoji and give this, etc. Now the current theory about cholesterol and triglycerides, etc. is this is being produced by liver itself, and there's no connection with the food material. That is what the American Medical Association says now. And amla and loha pachana may have relationship. Difficult to say over here. This is not only amla, there are many other. Main ingredient over here is gomutra and takra. This is apatarpana kind of yoga. And gomutra is particularly pachana and kapagna. That is most important. Even the navayasa, Vyashadi Navaka, is also kapagna and pachana. So, considering gomutra and takra bhoji, some takra diet only takes for 7 days is also on the internet. So patient are doing that. What do you think about it? Only takra. Yeah, in arsha there is a mention that If you sprinkle takra on grass, the grass burns. And in the same manner, it burns the arsha. That is what has been said. So let us try at least takra bhoji. There might be these things. What you are saying, amla and takra, that amla takra with loha pachana and such. I didn't understand that. Anyway, that can be thought of. But again, takra is also sruta shodhana. And may have to think about this. Mandura Vataka with this. Kamala Ruddhapatha, when complicated into encephalopathy, can this be used as moha is mentioned in Palashruti? But this should be precondition leading to moksha or sannyas. And Karyakarya Anavidnyatva, it's just the beginning of the encephalopathy that might be possible.
So people from Gujarat particularly are very fond of Takra food, and they are like have Takra, they have a habit of consuming Takra like also with lunch and dinner also. And so additionally, I just wanted to know about, we have this understanding of having Takra also in Vishnu also. It is these warm or people consume it like as you know, it's like a food beverages. So I mean, is it because of Samhita or what has been the thing?
This is, Haritaki Siddha Takra is good for arsha. Okay, I have not used it. There are people who like takra and who consume it and they don't have any problem with that. Satya for everybody. So according to Datar Guruji, those are who are having Shara Prakriti tolerate takra very well. So those conception has occurred in Sharad Ritu. They accept takra very well and assimilate it very well. But those the conception has occurred in Varsha Ritu, they do not like it, they do not tolerate it. So it will depend on that. And it can become satnya if you use it over period. Instead of giving only takra, siddha takra is helpful. That is still another important aspect. So kadhi made from takra is commonly used, and penasya shwasa kasado siddhamevo prashastate. That has been said in Ashtanga Sangraha actually. So in this penasya shwasa and kasa, it should be used siddha only. And there are takra siddha shaka as well given. And we may have to consider these on our basis. And takra alone, takra mamlam katham koshte hanti kanthe karo. This is another reference in Ashtanga Sangraha. Amla takra, or there is part with ama takra. That destroys kapha, pacifies kapha in koshtha, but kanthe karoti. But it creates kapha in kantha. So if takra is to be taken, then it is to be taken in the middle part of the meal and not in the end. Those who do not tolerate should not take it in the end part of the meal. Vedimado Shastri Joshi has quoted one reference of a patient suffering from Pratishtaya, was very fond of takra. So he asked him to have rice with takra initially and end with dal with rice. And that solved his problem. And he did not have Pratishtaya later. So in Grahani also this is a better choice. So middle part of the meal is a better choice for takra if at all one wants to take it. And one may end with Kashaya Katutikta in the end, start with Madhura and Kashaya Katutikta in the end. But Kurtavyapatti Nashana, this is one of the peculiar thing. And in Sneha Vyapat, there is mention of Takrarishta. So we may have to think of this cholesterol, fatty liver, etc. On the basis of this and advise the crowd. No, it's a mixed ajirna. It's not only snehajirna. There is ajirna in general of whatever food material that is being consumed.
आणि इतका तो मारवाडी मुलगा की काहीतरी असेल जरी इतकं तूप खाल्लेलं होतं की थंडीमध्ये ते त्याच्या पोटात असं गोठलं त्याला असं शेकाच्या इथे असं बसून ते शेकून पूर्ण ते वितळवलं असं काहीतरी पूर्ण हो पत्र आम्हाला पत्र होती त्यांची सुधास पत्र त्याच्यात ते असं वर्णन आहे चमत्कारिक वर्णन आहे आणि त्याने ते कसं ठरवलं की हेच राहायला हेच काय त्यांनी दिलं नाहीये नाही
Sane Guruji has written in one of his books about a person who has eaten lot of ghee and in cold season that got accumulated in the stomach. And then fermentation, external fermentation was given to liquefy that. But anyway, this is possible to have sneha jirna. It is moha in patha and prameha in translation. Then it might be meha. Whatever he has taken is meha. But anyway, this can be used for encephalopathy. That is possible. Takrarishta vaparta येईल. Yes, that we can use. But there can be coma due to diabetes and there can be coma due to hepatitis. Both the things are possible. Anyway, this is also associated with kamala, and if it is meha, then both can lead to sannyasa. And then this might be of health. So there have been controversies about using gomutra in general in practice. Vaidya Yogo Joshi had written one article that he had advised gomutra to a patient and she said, I won't take it. Then he asked why. So she said, now today's cows are being given hormones and all hormones are excreted through urine. So the gomutra is contaminated and so I don't want to consume. Yogazoshi found it that it's true and then he said, okay, don't use it now. Now this is not the fact about desi cow urine, gomutra, that is very well propagated now. But in cases of kidney failure, when the urea is high, whether one can give gomutra or not, this still remains a question. And some integrated people opposite it, that there is already more urea and you are adding more urea to gomutra. So we should think whether we should go for gomutra or not. Basically, it's not the criteria at all. It depends on the criteria whether to use gomutra or milk, etc. I try to keep the patients on milk diet and very rarely ask them to go for gomutra. If it is kapha pradhanya and udar jatodakavastha or something like jatodakavastha, then one may think of going for gomutra as such. And there is a pak of this on this in gomutra. Ashtagunata gomutra. One has to make a pak of that. So this is again very well pachana and kafagna as such. So in that samprapti, we may try to use this Mandura vataka. So it's not in my use, but anyway, I may try to incorporate this. If this is available, so that is fine. Palani panchapatyayaha kankayana gutika. Pale maricha jirake. Pippali pippali mula chave chitraka nagaram. Palabhivruddhi kramasha yavaksharam paladvayam. Ballatak palanyashta tadvat purana kandakam. Gudena kutikan krutva takram sheetam pivedanam. Nashayayu shadar shamsi yudhivajramivasuram. Kankayanena likita shastraksharagni bhiruna. Can Punarnava Mandoor, despite of consisting gomutra, help to produce urea? Can't say. But we'll have to see the part of Punarnava Mandura as such. And Punarnava is Punarnavam Karoti. For rejuvenation, Punarnava is a better choice. So we may try to see if there is Punarnava Mandur, let us see at that time.
One of the watches in that particular part of gomutra and bees. And there are some videos where you see this, and there are some videos where you see instead of gomutra, they're using gomutra arsha. So this is beneficial or to some extent.
Yeah. Now the gomutra arka is also being used and is marketed, and it has two purposes. One is stability, because gomutra one can't take more than 1 or 2 days. If you get it fresh every day, then that is fine. Otherwise, if you are going to use stored gomutra, it is very difficult. So you can convert it into arka. Now distillation method is commonly used for preparing gomutra arka, and whether it carries the properties of all properties of gomutra or not, this still remains a question. But this has stability. This can be marketed very well. So, and unfortunately, the cow farmers, desi cow farmers, have emphasized more on gomutra rather than milk. they should have concentrated more on desi cow milk and ghee, but they are propagating more gomutra, and Gojaran and Gomutra are same. Yes, both are same. And this is being prepared by many, Gojaran Arka or Godhar, and they claim it for anything. They say that this is a magical drug. For any disease, this is fine. For cancer, all cancer, this is fine. And that's not true. Now, this can cause pitta prakopa, and particularly when a patient is on chemotherapy, this definitely hampers. So instead of that, one should have been emphasizing on Godugdha more and propagated Godugdha more. But only I am propagating Godugdha, basic Godugdha, and keeping patients on only Dugdha. But anyway, this Godharana Arka or Godharana is having the properties of Gomutra or not, that is yet another important aspect. Shende Shastri prepared Gomutra Asav. We also prepared it, and equal quantity of guda has to be added. So 1 liter of gomutra and 1 kilo of guda, and then Dhataki Pushpa. It is formed well, there is no doubt, but it has a strong smell. There is no doubt of that. We recently have not prepared it. We prepared it long back. But are there chances of leptospirosis through gomutra? I don't think so. If it is desi cow, this won't be, I suppose. But you can inquire whether this can happen. So gomutra also is a better choice because it will carry all properties of gomutra along with madhya. So, and it's easy to prepare, has long shelf life, and only thing is it's very strong. So maybe that is fine. आतपशुष्क गोमूत्र चूर्ण वापरण्यास सोपे पडते. That is fine. So there is gomutra kshar. It is called as gomutra kshar. If you just dry gomutra in sunlight, bright sunlight, and that is quite possible to do. Gomutra haritaki, gomutra darvi we can prepare with this method. So just put haritaki churna and keep on pouring gomutra as long as you can put and as long as it can dry. So this become fortified with gomutra, and gomutra haritaki can be used in varieties of diseases, particularly for pachan and shodhana. And godarvi is what I use in Chitra particularly. I don't know whether I have it now or not, but I prepared it long back, particularly for Shvitra. There is one part to use Darvi and Gomutra together. गोमूत्र अर्काचे असं केलं तर वास जाईल का? I don't think so. We may not try to prepare from gomutra अर्क. हा नाही येतो पण खूप कमी येतो. So instead of that, it's better to go for gomutra kshar, or as I said, go darvi, go haritaki. That should be fine.
So what is your view on this? There is one of the seminar, this Ashok Vedhi sir, is the founder of reverse pharmacology. Ashok Vedhi sir, founder of reverse pharmacology, he told that we have did a lot of studies on Mutra, and we have came to this conclusion that Mutra, in the current scenario, it has both cancer promoting and anti-cancer properties, like 50-50%. So right now, the using gomutra is like question mark, because it can also promote the cancer. At the same time, it has inhibiting properties. So what is your view on that? As you told already, you are promoting gomutra, but still, I mean, gomutra is they are promoting.
No, gomutra has specifically used on Chitrakasava contains gomutra. Chitrakasava is available. Some cancer patients are taking gomutra, or they ask that can they take? Yeah, this is a very common practice now. They have propagated gomutra like anything. Gomutra asavam by Vaidyaratnam also indicated for Shvitra. Okay, so this is available. Gomutra asavam is available. Anyway, gomutra has its own properties. It is good for Agnimandya, it is good for Kapha, it's not good for Pitta particularly. Rather, it is contraindicated. And even for Vata, this is not, it is apatarpana. That is true. सध्या मिळणारे गोमूत्र अर्क कसे बनवले असते? फक्त फिल्टर्ड गोमूत्र की ऊर्ध्वपातन पद्धतीने मिळेल? It is ऊर्ध्वपातन. It's not only the filtration. So it can be easily prepared. I think we should go for Gonile. Gomutra and phenyl together combination for detergent purpose, for floors. And gomutra arka and gomutra sava or gomutra kshar. Gomutra kshar is very easy to prepare. Just allow it to dry. That's all. How much quantity of gomutra arka can be given? 1 teaspoonful generally. That is being done. It can. It may produce loose motions. But it has anti-cancer activity that has been proved. So CSIR has filed a patent for this, and they didn't stop over here. They sold the patent to, I don't remember the company name, some company in Himachal Pradesh or Uttarakhand, and they came out with cisplatin along with gomutra, a combination of cisplatin and gomutra. Cisplatin is a regular chemotherapy drug that is being used. Now they said that gomutra is acting as catalytic action, and so the dose of cisplatin can be reduced along with gomutra. Now this Cadila is the company name, and Cadila has marketed this cisplatin with gomutra with a patent from CSI. No, it is available. I don't know how many people are using that, but this is still a good effort, because when the quantity of cisplatin gets reduced, the cost gets reduced. That's most advantageous part. So they can sell it at a low price with the same effect.
पण आपल्या इथं ते सिस्टम तर किती लोकांनी घेतलेले आहेत. कुठेही कधीही उल्लेख येत नाही.
नाही ना, कॅडिलाचंच वापरलं गेलं तरच होईल. We may have to search Cadila company and what is the brand name of that, and then ask people to go for this cisplatin particularly product instead of going for other companies cisplatin or something like that. Then this might be of help. And anyway, CSIR has made study on this, has patented gomutra as anti-cancer, and they have sold the patent to Cadila, and they have marketed a drug along with gomutra. दार्वी रसांजनम वा गोमूत्रेण प्रबाधते कुष्ठम. कुष्ठामध्ये कफोरधान कंडू हे लक्षण विशेषतः असताना गोदार्वी वापरावी. दोन्ही दार्वी व गोमूत्र कंडुग्न आहेत. This is even for Shvitra as well. I don't remember whether where I read this, but this is definitely there. Darvi rasanjanam va gomutrena prabhadate kushtham. So Godarvi, that's what we try to prepare, and in Pradhan Avastha. Now these things are possible in Konkan now, very easily possible. So we have plenty of gomutra, and we have haritaki also grown in our own farm. So go haritaki is possible, and let us see. Darvi we can of course purchase and do. There is no doubt. Anyway, we conclude today and continue tomorrow. आयुर्वेद प्रकांडो निगदित इह हि शल्यतंत्र प्रधानः शिष्येभ्यः शाश्वतोऽयं निखिलजनकृपा व्याप्तचित्तेन येन आयुर्वेदस्य वाञ्छन् पुनरपि भुवने ताञ्च सुष्ठु प्रतिष्ठां श्रेष्ठं धन्वन्तरिं तं प्रणमति च सदा वैद्यवर्गो हि नूनं वैद्यवर्गो हि नूनं विरम्यते व्याख्यानव्यापारः श्वः पुनरपि मिलिष्यामः।